my motorbike is talking to me. And it's moaning quite a lot. Let's get into it. Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. So I just got back from a ride and it's a beautiful day, and I thought I'd pop into the Harley Davidson dealership. Why? Well, because I had to get a couple of exhaust flange gaskets as well. And the reason why is because on the last video, or a couple of videos back, I took the exhaust off to fit the vent to the transmission cover. All fine and dandy, all was working well. Now, when I took the exhaust off, the old gaskets, they came away, or the flange gaskets, they came away. And the reason was because I put sealant on the outside of them, so when I put the exhaust in, I thought it would be a really nice fit, tight fit, and it was brilliant. But obviously they've kind of hardened now, and then when I pulled out the exhaust, they've come away as well. So I thought I'd be a bit cheeky and just put them in as they were, and yeah, I've got a little leak, and I can hear that leak with a kind of piffing sound as I'm riding along. But also, most notably, when I first fire up the engine, I hear this little pop coming from the front cylinder, and that's the ACR valve just suddenly opening, and that's just pushing it out right through the exhaust, and I can hear it right there. It's just once or twice, and then that's it. I don't hear it again. So got to take the exhaust off, and well, got to put new ones in. Great. But like most good things in life, I have to wait, and well, I have to wait until this cools down, unfortunately. Otherwise, I just crack on and do the job right now. So there you go. That's it. If you ever take your bike in for into a dealership or any mechanic to have work done, yeah, you're going to have to let it cool down. So that's why sometimes the job might take an hour and a half, but it's actually there all day because they have to let it cool down first of all, you know. So there you go. In fact, some places say, can you bring it in the night before, so it's ready to be worked on first thing in the morning. Anyway, exhaust flange gaskets, or whatever you call them, they'll be put on tomorrow, I'm sure, and hopefully it'll be no more little sound coming from there. It's my own fault, really. It's my own fault, but there we go. Right, that's one thing. I suppose the question is, every time you take off your exhaust, should you replace your flange gaskets? And these are, what, 18, 19 pound a pair for these. These are just the standard ones, not the Screaming Eagle ones, of course, for the Harley Davidson this is. Should you just replace them each time? I suppose it's a good argument to say, yeah. I mean, I'm not 100% convinced by that, but then again, they are kind of crush fit as well. So once you put the exhaust in, you've tightened down your flange nuts, as it were. Yeah, you kind of need to re-crush them with fresh ones, don't you? So yeah, it kind of makes sense really that I've pulled them out and try to put them back in, and they're not seating properly. Right, anyway, the other thing that was speaking to me was because I fitted the vents to the transmission top cover, I did say in the video, so well, not really sure which is the best way to go, whether it's an open vent or whether you got a one-way valve in it, and that's to do with keeping a vacuum pressure or a negative pressure in the crankcase, and that'll help with the power stroke, giving more power effectively. But I think it's marginal, whatever it is. Anyway, I fitted the one-way valve in, and I've got to say it was running a little bit sluggish. Not so much on the power stroke. Well, I can't tell if it's the power stroke, but it just seems to be a little bit sluggish. And I always said that if you've got a negative pressure in the crankcase, it's not the power stroke that it's hindered, it's actually the intake stroke that's hindered as well, and also the exhaust stroke. So I think for me, it just hinders it a little bit. It just retards the engine just a little bit. Now, when I ran the vented dipstick, I ran an open line, and it was free running, or freer running, let's say. So basically, I took this off. So I rode about 15 miles this morning with it on, and I thought, it feels a bit sluggish. I took this off, and hey presto, it was free again. So for me, I would run an open line. I'm not sure what the right answer is here. I'm sure lots of you boffins out there be able to tell me either way, which is the best way to have the crankcase pressure under a negative or as atmosphere. But as I say, for me, it just runs a little bit better when it's equalizing up to atmosphere, and it seems to be working better that way. So I'm really not sure. I know it was a bit of a hot topic a while ago, but there we go. I've taken my one-way valve out. So the bike was telling me, get rid of this, don't need it, and also tells me to, well, change those exhaust flange gaskets, which I will do once it cools down. Right, but apart from that, the bike's running sweet as always. I must say, I do have a bit of a ritual every time I come back home with a bike. I reverse it in, even if I have to use it again soon after. I reverse it in, put it on charge, lock it up so it's nice and secure, all that kind of stuff. It's just something that I'm doing, and now I've got into another habit of when I'm riding, I'm really monitoring, really actively trying to listen out for how the engine is sounding, especially all that saga with the ACRs that I had and the exhaust and the exhaust gaskets. It's almost like I've got fine tuning now just to hear the slightest little thing. So, you know, if you're ever in doubt, if you ever got a problem with your engine, your Harley Davidson engine, send it to me. I'll be able to diagnose it just like that. No, I won't. But, you know, it seems as if I can hear every little thing right now, which is probably not a good thing, if you know what I mean. But sometimes ignorance is bliss. But there we go. Right. What's next for the heroic Harley? Well, I'll tell you what, I'll let you into a little secret. I am toying with a stage 2 on it. Get a torque cam on there, and whether I go for a Screaming Eagle oil pump and cam chest plate, or whether I go for the full S&S kit, it's a toss-up between the two. I'm not sure there's much of a difference in terms of oil pumps anymore. I think maybe the Screaming Eagle has got it. At least you've got a bit of data there. It's saying it's giving you over 30% scavenging or extra scavenging over a 2020 oil pump. I've still got the 2019 oil pump on this, so it's the older version, so you would imagine it'd be even better scavenging than the one I've got on here, whereas S&S don't. It was almost like S&S came out with their kit and their oil pump, that one kit that you can get. Now, whether they've got another variant, you know, an upgraded oil pump and stage 2 kit, I don't know. But the one that I've seen, you know, they don't give any data for the oil pump. So, but either way, I'm thinking about it. I mean, it's about £2,500–3,000, I suppose, all in with the pump and the cam chest and obviously the stage 2 plate. So I'm kind of in two minds whether I want to go for it. But I've always said the maximum I'd ever go to is a stage 2. You know, out of choice. And I think, you know, I've had the bike, what, 4 years now, so I'm thinking about it. I've already got a stage 1, so whether I do a full stage 2 on it. But there we go. So anyway, that's possibly lurking in the background, and we'll see. So I'm kind of working out the prices and with the dealership right now, but we'll see how it goes. Right, anyway, I suppose I need to go and have a cup of tea, but I thought I'd tell you how my Harley Davidson was talking to me, and it's telling me to break out the spanners again for one last time, probably one last time for the time being. But you know the score, you know how these things are. Next week it could be something else. Catch you again, another video coming very soon. Ta-da.